Hello, this is Roland. Welcome. Today I want to read a little something to you from the Sermon on the Mount. And I'm reading from the Caboris manuscript, an ancient text that was found written in Aramaic, the New Testament written in Aramaic, the language Jesus spoke, and painstakingly translated by the Yonan Codex Foundation. They did a wonderful job. And I want to read a little bit of it to you. This is the Sermon on the Mount, actually near the end of the Sermon on the Mount. Matthew chapter 7. It is not everyone who says to me, my Lord, that will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who serves the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, my Lord, did we not prophesy through your name, and through your name clean out demonic minds, and through your name perform many miracles? And I will thereafter confess unto them, I never knew you. Keep away from me, you work wickedness. Now therefore, whoever hears my words, and then is a servant to them, is like the wise man who built his house upon rock. Rain beat down upon it, the rushing waters and blowing winds assaulted that house, and it did not fall, because its foundation was established upon rock. And whoever hears my words and does not follow them is like the foolish man who built his house upon sand. Rain beat down upon it, then rushing waters and blowing winds assaulted the house, and it fell, and its fall was total. When Jesus ended his words, they were amazed at his delivery of wisdom. He had taught them as one of ultimate authority, not as their scribes and Pharisees. Well, he says, whoever hears my words and then is a servant to them is like the wise man who built his house upon rock. And he also says, what does he say here? Oh yes, he says, it is not everyone who says to me, my Lord, that will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who serves the will of my Father in heaven. See, you either do God's will, or you think you're doing your own will. See, God created a choice factor. He created a choice factor which hinges upon belief. You can either believe the truth or doubt it. Okay? Disbelieve it. And if you believe the truth, and then you love that truth, and you serve that truth, and you make that truth a part of you, and you love it. See, remember David said, upon your word I meditate day and night. I love it. David loved it. St. Augustine loved it. So a lot of people love it. But you see, if you love it, then you do it. See? What's the old expression? Words are cheap. People talk. They say a lot of things, but then they don't do. See? Or they do, but they do it for the wrong reason. They do it to serve pride. They do it to look good. They do it to impress others. They do it because they feel obligated to do it. See, they do it for a lot of reasons, except for the right reason. The right reason is to do it for pure love of truth. Okay? So, he said, whoever does the will of my Father, the will of my Father. So, I began to say that you either do God's will, or you think you're doing your own will. But what you're actually doing is you're doing the serpent's will. Okay? See, there's basically two wills in the universe. You don't have a will. You have an inclination to believe. See? And then after you believe, then you might exert a bit of effort based upon what you believe, but it hinges upon what you believe. The way you see a situation is the way you will act. See? So, if you believe what is true, then you will act in accordance with that. See? It's very simple. But if you don't believe it, if you doubt it, then you won't act in accordance with it. But why would you doubt it? See? There has to be some sort of an alternative, or there has to be someone or something that puts doubt thoughts in your mind. See? And when you believe when you doubt the truth, see, doubting the truth is the same as believing the lie. See, doubting the truth is the same as believing the lie. The lie says the truth is not true. It makes you doubt it. And when you doubt it, you're doing what that other will wanted you to do. But then on the other hand, and this is the good thing, see, if you should begin to doubt the lie and the source of that lie, then you believe into the truth. See, doubting the lie is the same as believing the truth, because the truth, in the light of truth, you see the lie as the lie. So you shrink from it and cleave to the truth. See, so there's a delicate fulcrum, very delicate. The soul either leans one way or the other. Depending on that delicate inclination of the soul, a whole world comes into existence. See, depending on how you see things, then that's how you will act. And how you act then determines how your life is going to be. So most people doubt God. They doubt the truth. See? And the reason is they don't want to do His will. See? They don't want to bend their knees. They want to bend their knees. They want to do their own darn thing. They want credit. Me, me, me. See? And so they don't want to bend their knees. But what they don't realize is when they believe the lies that are whispered to them, the lies say, do your own thing, become a big success, people will admire you, people will respect you. See, with knowledge you can lord it over them. Well, when you believe those lies, then you doubt the truth. The truth says it's a lie. So it's good if somebody speaks the truth. It's good if somebody speaks it in such a way that it's credible. See, if somebody says it who's not pandering to your ego, then you get the pure truth, and it might be shocking enough to wake you up. See, and if it wakes you up, then when you wake up from your trance, from your comfort zone, from your daydream, see your fantasies and daydreams, and all your plans and schemes, and see, that's how the lie leads you through your imagination, through your thinking. But if you stand back from it, you wake up and smell the coffee, you wake up and smell the roses. All of a sudden you see the lie is the lie, and then you doubt the lie. And it's the same as believing the truth, because the truth is showing you the lie. In the light of truth, you see the lie is the lie. It's something like, you meet this guy and he seems really cool and really nice and you really like him, but then all of a sudden you find out he's married, or something like that. And whoa, that's a big wake-up call. Now all of a sudden, see, you doubt everything that he says. Now all of a sudden you see him for what he is. Well, that's kind of the way it is in life. At some point, you are blessed. You are blessed if you get that big wake-up call. But see, people do get wake-up calls all along the way. Usually It's when they hit rock bottom, when they're lying in the gutter, when they wake up one morning and see that they're addicted to something, or they're an alcoholic, or they're full of hate, or their wife says she wants to divorce them, or their kids hate them, they have a heart attack or cancer or something. Well, that's a big wake-up call, okay? But the vast majority of people, they don't fully wake up. They wake up a little bit, and then they scurry for comfort. They scurry to someone to reassure them, someone who promises them this and that, and someone who makes them feel okay about the way they are, and someone who offers them this and offers them that. And before you know it, they fall back into some kind of a comfort zone in relationship with the love of the world. The love of the world makes for enmity with God, it says in the Bible. See? But if you have your wake-up call, and you take a step back, and you cling to the truth, because you love the truth, and you're glad to see the truth in the light of truth, see? Then your whole life can change for the better by waking up and now siding with the truth. See, all your life you've been fighting the truth. You've been God's enemy. You didn't realize it, of course, and God doesn't hate you for it. That's why He wants you to wake up so you can see. See, you've been on the side of the bad guy. See, the people who doubt God and who say that all of our problems can be solved with technology and knowledge, and see, the ones who comfort you, see, whatever guise they offer their comfort. Could be religious comfort, academic comfort, drug comfort, social networking kind, whatever. Self-help groups. They're all comforting you, making you feel okay about the way you are, reassuring you, okay? And when you fall into that, then it ruins the wake-up call. See, the wake-up call, like getting splashing ice water in your face, or putting on aftershave lotion, you know. Like, remember that commercial a long time? Somebody splashed on some aftershave, and then they said, thanks, I needed that. It's like a wake-up call. Wake up and smell the coffee. It's like the alarm clock going off. You're awake. But the trouble is, when people wake up, they want to go right back to sleep, and they find someone that helps them go back to sleep. See? And they end up serving that, and believing that, and allying themselves with that. See? Against the truth, actually. See, the truth is unwelcome. You know, like a family gathering, everybody's sitting around, and Thanksgiving or something, and nobody rocks the boat, and everything's fine. Then somebody stands up and says, hey, you know what my uncle did? This is what my uncle did. And everybody goes, oh, you can't say that about your uncle. You're ruining all the fun while you ruined our Thanksgiving day. See, that person becomes the enemy for speaking the truth. That person is hated. That's right, hated. The person who stands up and speaks the truth is hated. That's why whistleblowers are always persecuted. They pass legislation to protect whistleblowers. But the problem is that whistleblowers are often fired, driven out of the organization, or blamed, or something. See? So, you got the idea. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little talk about serving God's will, taken from the Sermon on the Mount. My name is Roland.